Live from Argo High School, Lane Tech Girls Volleyball is on the air. IHSA Regional Final Action as the Lane Tech champions look for an upset win over the Mother McCauley Mighty Macs here from Argo High School. Thank you so much for joining us. My name's Alex Burstein. Above the court here at Argo, we're going to have a radio online only broadcast for tonight's game due to some IHSA restrictions, but we will get you as much action as we can from tonight's matchup. It will be Lane Tech, the number 8 seed, taking on Mother McCauley, and we'll be right back. First, the national anthem. There you have it, national anthem here from Argo, and now we are ready for some playoff volleyball action. Second state playoff game for both of these two squads as Lane Tech looks for an upset over the nationally ranked Mother McCauley Mighty Macs here on a Thursday night. Thanks so much for joining us. Alex Burstein on the call. So we'll get you through your starting lineups here. First, for the visiting Lane Tech champions, Lane Tech as the 8 seed will be in the visiting uniforms tonight. They'll be going from left to right from our view. I know we're just on the radio broadcast tonight, but they will be going from left to right. And the starters tonight for Lane Tech in the front row, it'll be number 3, Olivia Sprinkle, number 16, Kinsey Copenhaver, and number 5, Claire Anderson, going from right to left. In the back row, it'll be number 22, Olivia Crane, number 12, Brooke Anderson, and number 7, Maggie O'Brien, going from left to right. So O'Brien getting the start for a second straight game here in the state playoffs. And the libero tonight will be number 4, Heidi Stauber, who's had a solid year all season at that spot for Lane Tech. So those are going to be your 7 starters tonight for Lane Tech. Now we'll take you through the starting 7 for the Mighty Macs. So as we mentioned, one of the best teams not only in the state but in the country. They have a very dangerous starting 7, and here is who we're going to see on the court here tonight for Mother McCauley. First, the libero, junior number 4, Samantha Falk. Then at the wearing number 6, the best player on this team, a senior number 6, Gigi Navarrete. Number 8, Ellie White, a junior outside hitter, gets the start. She is also one of the top players on this team, already a Michigan recruit as just a junior. She gets the start. Number 9, Ellery Reese, a junior middle hitter, gets the start. And then the final 3 starters tonight are going to be senior number 15, Mary Kate Sheehan, number 18, Najwa Williams, and number 19, Maeve Moonen, the senior middle hitter. So those are going to be the starters here tonight for Mother McCauley as both of these two teams get ready for first serve here.
What camera are you?
And we'll be back in just a second. And apologies, folks, we are back here just about ready for first serve here from Mother McCauley as both Lane Tech and the Mighty Macs from Argo, as both Lane Tech and the Mighty Macs have taken the court. As you mentioned, it'll be Lane Tech going from left to right, Mother McCauley going from right to left here tonight from Argo. I do have to say, this is one of the prettiest high school gymnasiums I have ever been in here at Argo. They have bleachers raised above the court, but all around. Nice showing here tonight from fans, parents from both of these squads, and then the court just in beautiful condition for tonight's game. Winner advancing to the sectional semifinals, set to be held on Halloween next Monday. So, but first we have to see who they are sending. Mother McCauley comes in as the strong favorite in this one. They've only lost 3 times this year. They've played a national schedule against some of the top teams in the nation, and they've beaten some of the top teams in the nation, and they have not lost a regional, to our knowledge, ever. They've won a regional every single time the IHSA has called it a regional. Before that, they won districts, and every single time Mother McCauley played in a district match, they won it as well. So this team does not lose early in the postseason. They do not lose in the postseason much at all. 15-time state champions. They're looking to make it 16 this year, and they'll be looking to check off box number 2 here tonight as they take on Lane Tech in set number 2. And we are just about ready for first serve here. It'll be Samantha Falk serving on the left-hand side for the Mighty Macs. As she heads to the line, and we're underway, serves it to the middle, received by Anderson here, middle of the court. O'Brien to the far side. Anderson gets it over with a soft touch, and now the Mighty Macs will have it for the first time. Strong kill there off the hands of Heidi Stauber. That was Ellie White on the hit, the junior outside hitter, and Mother McCauley will win the first point here tonight, 1-0. So they will keep Falk on the back line here serving. 1-0, the early lead here for Mother McCauley. Serving from the same spot, she sends a soft one, and there is no one there. There is all 6 of the Lane Tech players just staring at the ball there. It drops in the middle, and Mother McCauley will take a 2-0 lead here. First set of Mother McCauley's regional semi was pretty close. It was just 25-18 against the host Argo, but they dominated in the third set. Another soft serve here, and this one will go for an ace off the hands of a diving Heidi Stauber, and an excellent run here by Samantha Falk, the junior, to start things off here for the Mighty Macs. 3-0 now the lead. Lane Tech has just not done a good job finding where these serves are landing early on. She's going to send a line drive, one down the line, and in the front row, once again, White just gets her fingertips on it, sends it straight down, hits the court, and now a 4-0 lead for the Mighty Macs. So Lane Tech going to need to clean this one up closely. Falk serving once again from the left side of her court, sends it down the line. On the reception there is Stauber. Copenhagen with a soft touch, and we'll see the first back and forth point of the night from the far side. Laying down a hammer there was Zapper, it looked like. Sprinkle punches it over, and we'll keep on going. Soft touch in the front row. Anderson saves it, but it will end up hitting the ground. I believe on the last touch there was number 15, it looked like, Mary Kate Sheehan. And it will be a 5-0 lead now for Mother McCauley. So we'll stick with the serve from Falk. Goes with another soft one. Diving to make the save there was Stauber, and Anderson forced to soft touch it over. And they're going to give the point to Lane Tech off of what looked like a net violation there on the Mighty Macs. So Lane Tech finally on the scoreboard here early in set number 1. 5-1 the lead for Mother McCauley, and it will be Maggie O'Brien, the first server tonight. She sends a line drive far to the back row, received there by White on the far side, laying down the kill and finishing with her second kill of the night now, Mary Kate Sheehan, one of the leaders on this Mother McCauley attack. She gets her third point of the night, second kill, and it's a 5-point lead once again. And now we'll see Gigi Navarrete back to serve for this Mother McCauley team. The best player on this squad, probably a Northwestern commit, Conference Player of the Year. She sends a soft serve off the hands of both Crane and Sprinkle, but it heads out of bounds here on the near side, and that will be an ace for Navarrete to start off the day. The senior was the Conference Player of the Year this year. She'll be making the short trip to Evanston to play college ball next year as she serves from the right side once again, and that one just goes straight next to Olivia Sprinkle. I think she misjudged the way that one was coming in a little bit. Might have hit off the shoulder of Kinsey Copenhaver. But either way, we'll move to 8-1 now, the lead for Mother McCauley, who's making quick work of Lane Tech here in the first set. Soft serve up the middle from Navarrete. She dives in and finishing with the kill, Claire Anderson, who had a kill here from the near side. And Lane Tech makes Navarrete's serve rotation a little bit shorter than the one we saw from Samantha Falk. So that's a good job by Lane Tech to keep the libero from having too long of a serving run. Claire Anderson sends this one to the back row, received by White. Now White with the far serve. This one goes out of bounds, the far kill, and Lane Tech will have back-to-back points for the first time here tonight, 8-3, the lead for the Mighty Macs. Claire Anderson will head back to serve for the second time. Anderson sends this one up the middle, received by the Mighty Macs, and block in the front row off the hands of Copenhagen and Sprinkle. That was another kill attempt from Sheehan there in the front row, and just like that, Lane Tech has cut the Mother McCauley lead in half, 8-4. Anderson serving once again from the middle of the court. She shifted over a little bit to her left, kill, and this one just hits the line on the kill from number 8, Ellie White. So White with her second kill of the night. She missed on a similar shot a couple of minutes ago, but this time she's able to get it inbounds to put her team back up 5, and they will send number 7, Olivia Clapp, the senior setter, back into the game. She is serving from the right-hand side of the court. O'Brien, Sprinkle, Copenhagen, Crane, Stauber, and Gavaldon, your 6 on the court right now for Lane Tech. One serve to the back right-hand corner. Gavaldon misplays it, and Sprinkle has to almost run into the bench there to try to save it. She can't, though, and Mother McCauley will be the first team to double digits here in the first set. 10-4, the lead now for the Mighty Macs over Lane Tech. Thanks for joining us. Alex Burstein on the call. It'll be Clapp once again, serving from the far side. Goes just over the net here. Gavaldon on the reception. O'Brien with a back set, and Crane punches it over. Now Mother McCauley's time to respond. Block there in the front, Reese. Stauber on the reception from the kill attempt. Back serve, Sprinkle. And this is the longest point yet here tonight. White trying to finish the point, and excellent dig there by Stauber to keep it alive. White again. Gavaldon gets the dive. Crane now hitting it to the back row. White trying to kill once again, and this time she will get it. Another kill here from Ellie White that deflected off of, I think, 2 Lane Tech players. But the junior outside hitter continues her strong start to the night to put the Mighty Macs up by 7. Gavaldon on the reception here. Went back and forth with Stauber, but she's able to push it over. Far side, block in the front row by Crane and Copenhagen. Now they'll send White again, and another excellent dig here by Stauber. Sprinkle goes with the back bump to put it over the net. Now a lounging kill attempt, and this one hits the ground. Ellery Reese, who is the tallest player on the court right now. We do not have a height on her, but probably at least 6 feet tall. She just lounges over the net, hits it towards the ground, and gets the Mighty Macs to 12 points. An excellent serve there by Clapp. Gavaldon on the reception, and Sprinkle softly touches it over. Lane Tech really hasn't had any kill attempts here tonight, but there is a kill attempt from number 9, Ellery Reese, for the Mighty Macs. 2 straight points for her on the spike. And the lead back up to 9. Mother McCauley looking to go ahead by double digits for the first time here tonight. It'll be Maeve Egan still Clapp back to serve. She sends this to the back row. O'Brien tried a little snake eyes play there. Looked like he was going to pass it, and instead tries to bump it over the net. It ends up going straight into the net. And the Mighty Macs will go up by 10 here. Quick start to the match, just 6:06 local time. Got started a little bit earlier than 6 o'clock as Gavaldon on the reception. O'Brien to the middle. Copenhagen got some fingers on it. Play at the net, and finishing with the point there is Ellie White. I think that's the first time we've seen Ellie White not go through a full arm swing while trying to get a point. She just had to do a soft touch there, but it works. And puts the Mighty Macs up by 11 here in set number 1. Clapp with a line drive serve, and that is an ace. Gavaldon thought that one was heading past the red line here at Argo. However, it hits about a couple of inches in front of the line. And finishes with the points. I don't think we've seen any we've only seen one substitution into the game yet for Lane Tech. They've been quiet on the bench as O'Brien sends this to the outside. Crane with a far kill attempt, but this one just goes a little bit too far. Lane Tech having some trouble controlling their shots when they do have the opportunity to set up shots. As we'll see number 10, Georgia Lau, check into the game for the first time tonight. She comes in for Ellie White, so the top hitter for this Mother McCauley team out right now. We'll see if Lane Tech can take advantage. And it looks like we're going to see Lane head coach Norman Kwong call timeout for the first time here tonight. So 21 points into this one, a commanding lead for Mother McCauley over Lane Tech, 17-4, and so far it's just been the power of this Mighty Mac team that has been just exploiting Lane Tech all around the court. We've seen a couple of communication errors from Lane Tech early on. There was a couple of balls dropping in the middle of players left just staring at the ball, but in the recent last 10-15 points, it's just been complete power from Mother McCauley that has been outdoing Lane Tech. This is probably the most powerful team that Lane Tech has faced this year. Heading into tonight's matchup, you can make a case that Whitney Young was the most powerful team Lane Tech has played. This is a Mother McCauley team that swept Whitney Young 2-0 earlier this year. So that just shows you how good of a team this Mighty Mac squad is. As out of the timeout, it will still be the serve for Olivia Clapp, the senior setter who's having herself quite a day there. She serves once again from the right side, and Gavaldon pushed that one back on the reception out of play. Olivia Sprinkle trying to run there to keep it alive, but she can't. And we'll see Claire Anderson check into the game for Gavaldon after that reception there. So it'll be Crane, Stauber, Anderson, Copenhaver, O'Brien, and Olivia Sprinkle. You're 6 into the game right now for Lane Tech. Anderson gets a reception right after coming off the bench. Crane with a kill attempt from the far pin, and she gets it. A nice block attempt there by Reese, as well as number 20, Jillian Moonin from the far side. However, Crane lays down her first kill of the night. And Lane Tech will get to 5 points here, as we'll see the number 3 server, Kinsey Copenhaver, back to serve. She's the first server we've seen for Lane Tech, serving from the left side of the line. Goes with a soft serve over the net. And a soft kill attempt, unable to find the ground here by Lausch. Sprinkle from the near pin, sends this one too far, and this one goes out of bounds. Mother McCauley will get back their serve, 6 points away from a first set victory as Najwa Williams checks into the game for Samantha Falk. Back to serve, it's going to be number 10, Georgia Lausch, the senior outside hitter. Hoping she can have half as good of a day as we saw Clapp had, but her first serve goes out of bounds, and Lane Tech will get their serve back quite quickly here. So a couple substitutions into the game as Campbell Wild and Addison Stoner check in for the champions. It'll be Addison Stoner serving out for Lane Tech from the near side. 19-6. Lane Tech trailing Mother McCauley, set number 1. Serve is inbounds from the far side. An excellent block there by Brooke Anderson into the game for Lane Tech. And the second chance kill is received by Stoner, and punching it over is Wild. So Lane Tech stays in this one. Williams lays down the kill. She has her first of the night. And the senior outside hitter just lays it down from right near the net to get Mother McCauley to 20 points. Once again, a lot of power from the outside hitters for this squad. As we're going to see, looks like number 3, Mary Hannon, back to serve. She sends a soft one over, received by Crane on the near side. Crane once again hits it far, and another kill air here from Olivia Crane. Another one of these Lane Tech outside hitters who have had some trouble placing their shots here early tonight. Hannon serves down the line. Copenhaver on the reception. Wild on the reception. She sends the kill back. Williams with a deflection at the line there by Brooke Anderson, but it goes out of bounds. It was a close one. If Anderson's hands had been about an inch higher, probably would have deflected back onto Anderson's side of this court, but they won't. And the Mighty Macs will go up 22-6, 3 points away from a first set victory. Serve down the line. Anderson forced to bump it over behind her back. Another kill attempt from the far side, and getting her first kill of the night, number 20, Jillian Moonin, the senior middle hitter, playing more from the outside here tonight. She gets her first point of the night. One of 2 Moonins on the team, Maeve and Jillian. Those two are twin sisters, both seniors. As a soft shot, Addison Stoner sets it to Brooke Anderson, and is blocked at the net, and Crane unable to keep the point alive. And that will move Mother McCauley to game point here, set point here, 24-6 in the first set. Hannon serves it, received by Anderson. Stoner with the back set. Crane tries for a soft touch, dived in. Moonen gets a save. Williams plays it back. A little bit of a miscommunication there, but there to save it is Lausch, and Lausch's hit goes out of bounds. So Lane Tech will shave off at least one set point here, as Sarah Thompson will check into the game to serve. Tech has been changing up their lineup a little bit this postseason as Thompson serves from the middle. Williams receives it near the right pin. And an excellent block there on the front row by Anderson. Williams tries to send one and gets just past a diving Heidi Stauber, as Mother McCauley will take the first set here 25-7. So saw a little bit more energy out of this Lane Tech team in the last couple of points, but Mother McCauley showing just what we expected them to. They roll to an 18-point first set victory, and I just noticed there's actually a decent amount, at least a couple of dozen Mother McCauley fans who have come to today's game. I know it was a slightly longer drive, I believe, for Lane Tech fans up than Mother McCauley, but Argo a decent ways away from both of these schools, I believe. So a nice traveling crowd for Mother McCauley, who are looking to advance back to the state championship game where they fell last year. They had a pretty easy road to the championship last year, at least through the first couple of rounds. We saw them beat Kenwood, Revis, Young, and then Marist, Willowsbrook, and Edwardsville before losing to Matea Valley in the championship game. So this team has some revenge on their mind. I believe they played and beat Matea Valley earlier this year, but that was the regular season. This is the postseason where it all matters. Give you guys an idea of how strong this Mother McCauley team. They're obviously one of the best teams in the state, but currently ranked as a top 20 team in the nation. I believe number 18 by Max Preps. 2016, they rose all the way to the number 1 ranking in both the USA Today, Max Preps, and Prep Volleyball rankings. They were the first team in Prep Volleyball history to be ranked number 1 by all 3 of those outlets at the same time. They've got players playing at Texas, San Diego, Penn State. 2 players on the court right now who in the next couple of years will be playing Big Ten volleyball at both Northwestern and Michigan. This is just a program that rebuilds, and just never seems to have an off season, as both teams are going to take the court here. In the front row, it's going to be Olivia Sprinkle, Kinsey Copenhaver, and Claire Anderson. In the back row, it'll be Olivia Crane, Brooke Anderson, and Catherine Hong, who makes an appearance for the first time here tonight, though I believe Heidi Stauber might be checking in for one of these players to start things off. Talking with head coach Norman Kwong for this Lane Tech team heading into the game. He said they're obviously not going to beat this Mother McCauley team based on power. He's hoping his team could be able to beat them with their minds, maybe come up with a couple of trick plays, whatnot. We didn't see that much out of Lane Tech in the first set, but we'll see if they can try to outsmart this Mother McCauley team in set number 2. 25-7 was the first set score for those of you just joining us. See the IHSA regional plaque at the scorers table right below us here at Argo High School, just waiting to be given to the winner of this one, as Stauber is going to check in for Brooke Anderson, and it will be Lane Tech serve going from left to right to start off this second set of play. So Catherine Hong will serve from the right side of the court, it looks like. She's been the top server all season long for Lane Tech. She'll serve one up from the right side of the court here to start off set number 2. It's a soft one, diving in. Navarette gets the reception. Emily White tries to lay down the kill, but a nice dig there by Stauber. Claire Anderson gets one hand on it. Navarette plays it to White again. Same exact play. This time a softer touch. Olivia Crane on the ground keeps the point alive. Copenhaver with a back bump to get it over. Misdirection. Finishing with the point there, though, is Jillian Moonen, and the senior middle hitter, who had a pretty good end to this first set, continues that heading into set number 2 here, as we'll see the champions fall behind 1-0 early. Gigi Navarrete back to serve. Stauber on the reception, but reception error there. She pushes it forward a little too much, and Navarrete will keep her service run going. Looking at some scouting reports for her heading into this game. One outlet just said Navarrete simply dictates the court. That's how impressive of a ball player she is, as Crane gets the reception of this one. Claire Anderson sends it over the net, but a nice save there by Mother McCauley, and Ellery Reese did not have to do much for that point. She just softly touches it over to the middle of the court. That was similar to the first point of the day that Mother McCauley had, where it was just 6 Lane Tech players staring at the ball as it found its way to the hardwood. Navarrete with a soft serve. Copenhaver on the reception, far side. Olivia Sprinkle tried to lay down the kill, but a nice blocking attempt. She goes with the softer touch over, and this time is able to do it. Far side kill attempt, and that one is down for the point. Number 15, Mary-Kate Sheehan, sends it straight into the arms of Olivia Sprinkle, who directs it out of bounds. And a 4-0 lead here early on in set number 2 for the Mother McCauley Mighty Macs. 6:18 local time here. It was a very quick first set of play. Sprinkle from the far side puts it down the line. They will give the point to Lane Tech. Sprinkle with an excellent kill there, her first of the day, I believe, and there was just no one in that area for Mother McCauley. It's pretty hard to find spots of the court that this Mighty Macs team is not guarding, but Lane Tech did a good job of that there, as Claire Anderson sends it down the right line, and finishing with the point once again there, Mary-Kate Sheehan. She's playing very similar to how we saw Ellie White play in that first set of play. Ellie White's been a little bit quieter here in set number 2, as we saw here in set number 1. But obviously, if you're Mother McCauley, you want to keep your best players healthy heading into sectionals, as first serve by Olivia Clapp heads straight into the net. That's a good sign for Lane Tech. Clapp had the longest service run of the game we have seen so far in the first set, but she doesn't even get 1 point here on her serve this time. And Kinsey Copenhaver will serve for Lane Tech from the far side. Received here by Falk. White gets a block there in the front row by Anderson and Crane. A little bit of a misdirection, but Falk able to bump it over. Hong from the middle of the court gets it to Crane. Crane pushes it over, and Navarrete gets up from her knees to push it over. Now White from the far side. Lane Tech returns it. Crane on the kill attempt. Navarrete once again. They push it to the far side. White lays down the kill. The way the ball just glides off of her hand, it seems, and she puts the Mighty Macs up by 4 here, 6-2. So Lane Tech not giving up on points as easily as we saw them did in that first set, but when you have hits like that from players like White, this is just so hard to stop, as White sends her first serve of the set over. Olivia Sprinkle gets a touch on this one, but goes a little bit too far past the far baseline, as Mother McCauley will go up 5. Oh, they reversed the point there. So originally it was Mother McCauley who was celebrating. It looked like they gave the point to them, but now they switch it up at the end, and Lane Tech will actually win the point. So champions within 3 here in set number 1, and they'll send Addison Stoner back to serve. Twirls the ball, now serves from the right side of the court. Navarrete on the reception. Trying to lay down the kill there was Reese. She can't. A long back bump there from Anderson gets over the court, and Osei unable to finish the points. Stauber softly bumps it over. Navarrete diving out of nowhere to get the point. Now Williams with the soft touch, and I believe that was off the hands of Wild. If Wild hadn't touched that, I believe it would have gone out of bounds. However, her hands get in the way at the last moment. It would have gone out of bounds cleanly, I should say, but it gets on her hands at the last moment, goes out of bounds, and the point goes to Mother McCauley, as we're going to see Ellery Reese serve here from the near side, received by Anderson, and Campbell Wild trying for the kill. Sends it straight into the net, and that just kind of highlights the problems we have seen out of Lane Tech today. We've seen a couple balls into the net, many shots just not find the playing court, too far either to the left or too far outside for Lane Tech. As Stoner gives a set to Anderson. Anderson with a soft touch over, away from the diving number number 7, Olivia Clapp. And a nice play there by the champions and their star, Claire Anderson, to move within 4 here in set number 2 as Crame serves from the far side, pushing the ball down, but Crame on the reception. Anderson lays it to the back row, Navarrete. Now Williams once again, and she lays down the kill, went off the hands of Wild there. Crane dived at the last moment trying to get a hand on it, but she can't. And McCauley goes back up by 5 here, 9-4. They're going to send number 14, Tess Hayes, back to serve. I don't believe we saw her serve there in the first set, but the senior all-conference player gets the first serve in. Stoner with the back set to Anderson, and they're going to call a net violation, it looked like, on Lane Tech. I think Mother McCauley was in motion to probably win that point either way, but Anderson sends that one a little bit too low, and one of the players hits the net there for Lane Tech. As Mother McCauley gets to the double-digit mark here in set number 2, they send it down the line. Stoner gets it to Anderson once again, and we're once again going, oh, this time they're going to call a pushing violation, I believe, there on Stoner. So in a game where you're trying to come back, you really have to limit the errors, and Lane Tech not doing that these last couple of points. Front row, Moonen tries to lay down the point. She can't. From the far side now, finishing with the point, number 15, Mary-Kate Sheehan. Claire Anderson and Brooke Anderson were both there. They got some contact on the ball. They thought it was going behind them. Instead, it kind of went right in front of them, between them on the net. They did not know where it went, and it ends up going for a Mother McCauley point. As we'll see a serve down the line here from Hayes. Anderson sends it straight into the hands of a couple Mother McCauley receivers, but nice job there by Stauber to keep the block alive. Anderson, both the Andersons again, and they're going to call another push here, this time on Anderson. So that blocking tandem of Claire and Brooke Anderson playing pretty well here for Lane Tech. We haven't seen them play together in that capacity much this year, but it's working these last couple of points as Brooke Anderson softly puts a hand over it, gets it over the net. 13-4, set number 2. Williams almost finishes with the point, but Stoner lays out for the dig. Far side kill attempt, and this one goes off the pin, so they're going to give it to Lane Tech. That was Mary-Kate Sheehan trying to finish with the point, but ends up hitting the pin there on the far side. They call a dead ball, and Lane Tech will get point number 5 here in set number 2 as Heidi Stauber serves to the far right side. Williams on the reception. Now Williams puts it over the net. Stoner plays it to Anderson. Anderson from the far side. Gigi Navarrete able to keep it alive. Now from the middle of the court. White back and forth point here. Stoner plays it to Copenhaver. Copenhaver hit the net. Navarrete trying to save it. She sends it to no man's land. No one there to receive the point for Mother McCauley. And Lane Tech will have 2 straight here. 13-6 in set number 2. Heidi Stauber will serve for the second straight time this set. Sends a far shot there to the back right row. Williams lays down a monster hit. That one hit into the fans here. It's one of the more powerful shots we've seen all night. As we mentioned in our opening, this is a very peculiar high school sport where all the stands are raised, and there's a good 10 feet, 10, 15 feet between the court and the fans. But that one got up high over the railing into the fans here, as Mother McCauley goes up 14-6, and an ace here off the hands of Samantha Falk. Claire Anderson was trying on the reception there, but it was a awkwardly placed serve, and is able to hit the ground here to move the Mighty Macs within 10 of a victory. Falk's second serve a little too low, hits the bottom of the tape, and sends it back onto her team's side of the court. Lane only scored 7 in that first set, a 25-7 loss. So if they can score one more point here, they'll at least have a better second set than a first set statistically wise. As Catherine Hong serving for the second time this set, she sends it down the near line, and laying down the kill here is number 10, Georgia Lausch. This Mother McCauley team does a really good job of varying their shots. That one was kind of medium, you could say, between the hard and soft shots we've seen today for Mother McCauley, but it works just as well as the other ones had, as Navarrete sends a short kill attempt. Olivia Sprinkle trying for her for a second kill, and an excellent job there, Heidi Stauber, to recover the point. Now Stauber will softly punch it over. Back and forth play, far side, trying to finish with the kill, but Sheehan can't. Crane digs this one out, and Lane Tech able to play it back. Now from the near side, softly punching it over. First point, another point here for Georgia Lausch, who gets a single hand on it. I think that's when Lane Tech has been most confused here tonight, when Mother McCauley goes from their high-flying shots to just hitting the ground. I think we might have just had it's either going to be a point change or Mother McCauley was out of rotation. The scoreboard currently has 16-8, which would mean both the teams scored a point. So we're going to keep that 16-8, but either way, it'll be Lane Tech point, still within 8 points here in set number 2, as Claire Anderson sends one to the back row. Navarrete calls off her teammates, but then sends this one into the net, as Lane Tech moves within 1 of getting to 10 points, which obviously, to some standards, is an accomplishment of its own against such a high-quality team, as from the front row, Reese tried to finish the point, but an excellent dig there by Stauber. We're not tracking digs, but there must be a lot here tonight for Lane's libero. On the far side, once again, Mother McCauley unable to finish the point. Now Crane sends this one into the net. Reese was there looking for the deflection. I think this one just hit the top of the tape, as Mother McCauley goes back up by 8 here, 17-9, and we'll see a couple of subs into the game. Back to serve, it'll be number 12, Steph Tice, the junior setter. Mother McCauley doing a good job getting all their players some playing time here tonight, but this one goes into the net and finishes with the point. 18-9, Kinsey Copenhaver back to serve here from the left side of the court for Lane Tech. Goes with the line drive serve received by Falk. Now pushing it over will be number 17, Kira O.C. into the game for the Mighty Max. Navarrete plays it up, and trying to finish with her first point there was, first points in a little while there was Lausch. Navarrete now, Tice. And nice block there by Anderson and Crane. Back and forth play, Anderson with 2 hands to put it over. Mother McCauley trying to slow down the pace, and they're going to call a net violation, it looks like, here on, I believe, Samantha Falk. Head coach Den DeJarld not happy with her team on that point, as Lane Tech gets to the 10-point mark. The 11-point mark. They did end up changing that point, 17-11 here in set number 2. Crane, Copenhaver, now Sprinkle with a soft touch, kind of rolls around the net, and they're going to give the point to Mother McCauley. I think Sprinkle crossed the line there that she's not allowed to cross while trying to finish that point, so Lane Tech looked on like it was on the verge of possibly, it would have been 3 straight points there, but the party comes to a close, and Mother McCauley will go up 18-11 here in set number 2. So we'll see Georgia Lausch, the senior outside hitter, send her first serve into the net. So Lane Tech has done a better job capitalizing off these Mother McCauley errors in set number 2, albeit we've seen a couple of the top Mighty Mac players head to the bench, but either way, it's been a very more impressive performance here for the champions in set number 2. We'll see if they can tighten this one up, currently trailing by 6, and possibly contend here in the second set. Addison Stoner's back to serve for second time here. Williams laying down a kill. Stauber sends this one almost into one of the basketball nets on the ceiling, and Craven Anderson left looking at each other. That one juggled around one of the basketball nets. I think maybe one of the lights here finally comes down, just crashing like a meteor towards the court. And Lane Tech's point run will come to an end there. So 19-12, 6 points away from a 2-set victory here for Mother McCauley. Reese gets her serve over. Crame sends this one to the back row, and this one just goes a little bit too far, a foot or two too far there for the senior outside hitter, Olivia Crame. And the Mighty Macs will get to the 20-point mark as we're going to see Josie Beatty head into the game. So Lane Tech giving some new players a chance here near the end of what looks like to be the end of the season for Lane Tech. Reese once again sends this one into the net. And the serving struggles continue here for Mother McCauley. Probably going to be too little too late for Lane Tech to capitalize on, but either way, they've been able to get on the scoreboard a little bit more here in the second set as Olivia Crane serves from the far side, gets this one over the net. Received there by Falk, it looked like, and a streaking shot there off the hands of number 19, Maeve Moonen, the all-conference middle hitter. Sends that one, oh, excuse me, that might have been Kira Osi. Originally, it looked like Moonen. It was either OC or Moonen. I believe they're going to credit Moonen with the shot, but either way, an excellent shot there for the Mighty Macs to go up 21-13. So they're up by 8 now. See if they can get to that double-digit mark once again. Double-digit lead. They won the first set by 18 points. Statistically, they cannot do that here as Gavaldon on the reception here. Brooke Anderson from the front row. She's still looking for her first kill. Won't get it here. On the far side, nice block there by Anderson and Copenhaver, but a diving number 15, Mary Kate Sheehan, just softly hit the ball. It somehow went over the net and finds the ground here near the right pin for Lane Tech. As Tess Hayes, the senior setter, serves it up for the Mighty Macs. Claire Anderson hits it off a couple of hitters, and Williams has to punch it towards the scores table out of bounds. So Lane Tech will get point number 14 here of the second set. It'll be Heidi Stauber serving, as Rocky Ortiz will check into the game for Kinsey Copenhaver. So we may have seen every single, yes, I believe we have seen every single player who dressed play today here for Lane Tech as Stauber gets this one over the court. Back set, finishing with the point there is number 19, Maeve Moonen. Once again, it was deflected by a blocker or two there for Lane Tech, but ends up falling to the ground. Mother McCauley will move within 2 of a second set victory. So 25-7. Was the first set here. Lane Tech performing a little bit better in the second set, but looks like it will still be too little against this nationally ranked Mother McCauley team. As Samantha Falk serves it up once again, a soft serve Ortiz there on the reception. Claire Anderson softly punches this one over, and that will give a free shot for number 10, Georgia Lau. She cannot end with the kill, but in the front row there, jumping over the net, Mary Kate Sheehan finishes with the point. The Mother McCauley student section happy with that one. And it will be match point here for the Mighty Macs. Lane shaved off 1 set point in the first set. We'll see if they can do that here. Gavaldon on the reception. Stoner pushes it on the front set to Anderson. Gigi Navarrete on excellent dig there. And sending it to the ground past a diving Stoner and Stauber as number 10, Georgia Lausch. And the Mighty Macs will take this second set 25-14. So pretty dominating regional final win. The Mighty Macs will move on to the sectional semifinal to be played on Halloween. Lane Tech wraps up the season with 20 wins for the second straight year. They went 20-14 last year, and then in the second season under head coach Norman Kwong, they fall 20-16. An excellent season for Lane Tech. Definitely had its highs and lows, but this team really found its way at the end of the season. We saw some strong conference games for them. They made a run to the city semis, but they fall a little bit too short there, and now in their second game of the state playoffs, very tough draw. They fall to the number 1 seed, Mother McCauley Mighty Macs. It's been a joy calling these games all season for this Lane Tech girls volleyball team. Thanks to all who have joined our broadcast this year, listened, commented, given advice. This is my first time calling volleyball, and it's been quite the joy to follow along this Lane Tech team, who will hopefully be back better and stronger than ever next season. Just about 10 months or so, for those of you counting down, until Lane Tech girls volleyball will come back. Boys volleyball in a couple of months in the spring season. They're set for another strong season, but this will bring to an end the 2022 girls volleyball season for Lane Tech. Big shout out to all the seniors on this Lane Tech team. Maddie Gavelden, Heidi Stauber, Claire Anderson, Brooke Anderson, Addison Stoner, Olivia Crame, and Amina Ahmad, who all had very good senior seasons. And then the rest of those players, juniors, they'll be back for a senior year. And we saw some big performances out of a couple of those juniors. Sarah Thompson, Maggie O'Brien, Catherine Hong. Those are three. Kinsey Copenhaver. Those are all names that, and Campbell Wild, I should say. Those are all names who had decent minutes this year and will be returning next season for Lane Tech. And other players, Josie Bietti. We saw Rocky Ortiz there at the end. They had strong times when they came on the court, so we'll see what those core of returners can do next year. But that's about all the time we have here tonight from Argo High School. A convincing win for the Mother McCauley Mighty Macs. They win 25-7, 25-14 over this Lane Tech champions team to advance to the sectional semifinals to be held on October 31st. But for one final time this season, that's about all the time we have. Your final score from Argo High School: Mother McCauley Mighty Macs 2, Lane Tech 0. My name's Alex Burstein. Good night.